Welcome to our channel today. We are recapping the 2023 black comedy psychological thriller film Saltburn, where a man strategically plans his rise to the elite class. So do like this video and subscribe to our channel. Now let's dive into it. The movie opens up with a well-suited man named Oliver Quick, who is narrating about his bond with Felix Catton. He expresses love for Felix, but insists it wasn't romantic. He adds how it was impossible not to love Felix since everyone loved him. He was the most popular and loved man. The movie then goes to a flashback from where the story begins. In 2006, Oliver, a scholarship student, arrives at Oxford University. He sticks out due to his scholarly behavior, conservative attire, and lack of familiarity with high society norms. His scholarship-driven dedication makes him feel isolated, spending most of his time alone in a wealthier student body. Everyone around him belongs to a rich class, which gives him a sense of alienation. At the initial dinner event, Oliver strikes up a friendship with a weird nerd, Michael Gavey, though he feels somewhat reluctant about it. Michael, an even more dedicated math student, prefers avoiding interaction with those he deems beneath his intellectual level. While spending time with Michael for a few days, Oliver's attention shifts to another student, Felix Catton. Felix isn't just good-looking and charming, but also holds immense popularity among his peers. Oliver finds his class hours uninteresting, especially because he's paired with Farley Start, a student from a wealthy background. Oliver is punctual and well-behaved compared to Farley. He even outsmarts him in discussions, creating tension between them. However, since the professor confesses to having a crush on Farley's mother back in the day, he becomes evidently more inclined towards him, which adds to Oliver's disinterest in the classes. One time, while Oliver is studying at the library, he is interrupted by Michael. Even though Michael tries to have a conversation, Oliver can't seem to take his eyes off Felix sitting away with his friends. Oliver's life at Oxford takes a turn when he one day sees Felix sitting next to a tree, his bicycle on the ground. Oliver asks him if he's okay when Felix answers that he is dealing with a flat tire on his bike. Oliver offers his own bike to help Felix while he walks the fat tire bicycle back to the university. Later, at a pub with Michael, Felix recognizes Oliver and calls him over. Oliver meets Felix and his rich friends and exchanges an introduction. Felix tries to make Oliver comfortable with the group. While playing a drinking game, when it is Oliver's turn to buy everyone alcohol, Felix discreetly helps him pay, saving his pride and embarrassment. The encounters continue over the next few days, and Oliver's interest in Felix grows stronger. Felix reveals that Farley is his cousin and is living with him since his mother cannot support him financially. Sir James sponsors Farley's education as a result of actions taken by Farley's mother that caused her to be cut off from the family estate. Oliver talks about his family, sharing how he is the only child in his toxic family, with his parents being mentally unstable and heavy drug addicts. Oliver shows signs of jealousy as he watches Felix being affectionate with his female friends. However, Oliver crosses a line by trying to exert overly friendly control, repeatedly asking Felix to tidy up his room, which strains their relationship. In annoyance, Felix gets angry and Oliver asks him to leave his room. Felix stops seeing Oliver following the particular incident, and it's evident that Oliver misses their time together. When Michael notices changes in Oliver's appearance and mentions it to him, Oliver remains focused on getting Felix's attention. Michael, who sees Oliver drifting away, mocks him for licking the rich people's boots. He warns him that Felix will throw him away after using him like a toy. Oliver ignores the words and leaves without uttering anything. One day, Oliver sees Felix at the pub, enjoying his time with his other friends. He feels left out and drinks lots of alcohol in a distressed state, puking it all out. However, things take a tragic turn when Oliver receives grievous news from home. Despite previously sharing his strained relationship with his drug-afflicted and mentally troubled parents, Oliver's mother calls to inform him that his father passed away due to a drug-induced incident. Overwhelmed, Oliver confides in Felix, who provides relentless support during this difficult time. To deal with the grief, Felix takes Oliver to a river and gives him a stone. He tells him to write the name of the deceased and throw it in the river. He recalls doing it for his dog once after his dad taught him the ritual to move on from painful deaths. Oliver and Felix share a beautiful moment of bonding. As the school year concludes, Oliver faces a dilemma regarding where to spend the summer. His home remains an unhealthy environment due to his mother's drug use, leaving him with no other possible option. In a kind-hearted gesture, Felix invites Oliver to his family's grand estate, Saltburn Manor, offering a haven for the summer. Though initially hesitant, Oliver agrees to join Felix. Upon reaching the Saltburn estate, Oliver finds himself even more out of place than before. He can't take his eyes off the gigantic mansion in front of his eyes. Oliver is welcomed by the house headkeeper, Duncan, who has a very strange presence and an intimidating way of talking. Felix reunites with Oliver and decides to show him around the house. The Catton family lives in an enormous luxury with practices similar to royalty, residing in a house that was once home to Henry VIII. Every corner is flooded with reminders of British royalty. Felix shows Oliver his room, which is right next to his own, with a shared bathroom between the rooms. Oliver then meets the Catton family. Felix's parents, Sir James and Lady Elspeth, live carefree lives, unconcerned about money due to Sir James' career as an art collector and Lady Elspeth's background as a former model. This lifestyle starkly contrasts with Oliver's more humble upbringing. The presence of butlers catering to his needs and maids attending to his daily tasks feels too much for the commoner. One day, Oliver notices Venetia from his window, lurking in the garden. He goes to her and strikes up a conversation with her. Venetia calls Oliver Felix's new toy and hints how her brother has previously brought friends over for the summer. However, she seems to be interested in the new friend. Despite initial discomfort, Oliver learns about the complex family dynamics and financial support provided by Sir James in this luxurious setting. He observes every single detail around him and uses the knowledge to gain the love of other family members. He discusses famous artists with Sir James, who loves the topic, and gossips about lower-class society with Lady Elspeth, gaining her trust. As Oliver settles into life at Saltburn, a fascinating transformation takes place within him. His once reserved and introverted nature undergoes a shift, enjoying a newfound confidence derived from adapting to the high society environment. He spends the summer sunbathing and swimming like any other rich kid would do. Before we proceed to the next half of the movie, like this video and subscribe to our channel for more amazing content. One day, Oliver hears some strange noise from the bathroom. As he slowly sneaks in, he witnesses Felix lying in the bathtub and having a private time. Oliver seems to enjoy his view, evidently interested in his friend, an experience that unexpectedly arouses him. He then later goes to the bathroom and drinks the water. Simultaneously, Venetia begins to display a clear interest in Oliver, revealing her attraction to the newcomer in the household. One night, she purposely roams around the garden in front of his window wearing a see-through dress. Oliver goes to Venetia and becomes intimately involved with her, using his persuasive and manipulative words to influence her behavior. He dominantly orders her to start eating her meals since she skips meals. Remarkably, his influence works on her, and she finishes her meal the next day. As tension brews following Farley witnessing Oliver and Venetia's intimacy and reporting it to Felix, a rift develops between Felix and Oliver. Felix confronts Oliver about not being okay with him being too intimate with his sister. However, Oliver twists the whole situation and lies that it was Venetia who made a move on him, so he didn't want to embarrass her. He also lies that Farley exaggerated the details a little too much. Felix feels uncomfortable with his sister drawing away his friends, causing Oliver to work hard to mend their friendship. Simultaneously, Oliver recognizes the need to neutralize any potential threats from Farley. His desire for Felix's attention was at its peak, and Farley represented competition due to his reliance on the Catton family's support for education and livelihood. Later, Oliver overhears a fight between Felix and Farley over financial issues. Sir James refuses to pay more to Farley's mother, causing a rift between them. Oliver uses this opportunity and strategically seduces Farley, who is aware of his homosexuality. He sneaks into his room late at night and gets intimate with him. The situation takes a drastic turn and Farley is expelled from Saltburn Manor the morning after Oliver's confidential visit to his room. Allegedly caught with stolen valuable items, Sir James, already hesitant to continue supporting Farley, uses this incident as grounds for Farley's removal from the estate. It becomes increasingly evident that Oliver intentionally placed the object in Farley's room to orchestrate his removal from Saltburn Manor. As Oliver's birthday approaches, the family plans to hold a huge party. Felix arranges a surprise trip for Oliver, taking him somewhere. As the two drive to the destination, Oliver realizes he is being taken to Prescott, his hometown. Felix reveals that when Oliver had accidentally left his phone in the bathroom, he picked up a call from his mother and planned the whole birthday trip. Oliver starts panicking and asks Felix to take him back. However, it doesn't work. When Felix arrives at the given address, he is shocked to learn that, contrary to Oliver's claims, his parents are not drug addicts or mentally ill. They are caring, gentle, upper-middle-class individuals who raised him with love. Oliver fabricated his family background, claiming to be an only child with deceased parents, omitting the existence of sisters, all in a bid to regain Felix's friendship after they had a rift before. This deception deeply upsets Felix, who's unable to process anything. Oliver attempts to confront him, but Felix insists that Oliver leave Saltburn Manor the following morning. Despite Oliver's intense efforts to persuade Felix to reconsider, Felix stands firm in his decision. He promises to keep this lie to himself and allows him to stay for his birthday party. However, during the birthday party, Oliver feels lonely and depressed. All the people sing him the birthday song without even knowing his name. Oliver also meets Farley at the party, who has surprisingly been officially invited. Farley reminds Oliver that he is part of the family, unlike him, so he can never be kicked out. Later, Oliver sees Felix with a woman going toward the garden maze on the estate. He creepily follows them with an alcohol bottle in his hand, all drunk. He tries to have a private conversation again. Felix feels betrayed and stays resolute in his decision to end their friendship. Oliver gets emotional and leaves as Felix shoves on more alcohol. The next morning, Felix is found dead in the maze. His death appears to be either a suicide or caused by alcohol poisoning. The police arrive and begin the investigation. Even though the cat and parents are completely shocked to see Felix unalive, they adopt an odd sense of denial, speaking casually about the situation with Oliver following the conversation normally. However, it's Venetia who is immensely shocked and grieved. Later, Oliver visits Felix's grave and performs an inappropriate act there. At night, Oliver sees Venetia in the bathtub distressed. As he tries to confront her, she blames him for her brother's death. Considering him an outsider unable to incorporate into high society, she demands Oliver's departure from their home. Shockingly, the next morning, Venetia then appears to take her own life by cutting her wrists in the bathtub. This string of tragic deaths results in Elspeth getting emotional and showering Oliver with love and attention. Sir James notices this and asks Oliver to leave the house for as much money as he wants. Though persistent to stay, Oliver is forced to leave the house. Years pass, and in 2022, Sir James passes away, marking another death in the Catton family. Saltburn jumps 16 years ahead, revealing Oliver as an adult who seemingly managed to sustain himself with good wealth. One day, Oliver encounters Lady Elspeth, the only woman who survived in the family. Oliver is invited back to Saltburn Manor now that there's no one to oppose his return. As Lady Elspeth falls ill soon after his arrival, Oliver becomes her caretaker. During this time, he engages in a one-sided conversation with the ill Lady Elspeth, which actually echoes the opening monologue of the film, the narration Oliver is telling. It is revealed that Oliver was never in love with Felix. In fact, he hated him at times. He reveals all of his orchestrated plan, how he always had his eyes on Felix's wealth, from purposely flattening his bicycle tire to faking having no money for Felix to pay for his drinks. He had lied about the family background and had always planned to seep through the family by gaining everyone's trust. Oliver had harbored a deep frustration toward the unjust sympathy displayed by the upper class toward individuals like him. He reveals a calculated manipulation during his early days at Oxford targeting Felix due to his wealth and influence. Oliver purposely portrayed himself as interesting and in need of support to draw closer to Felix. Once he secured a place at Saltburn Manor, Oliver employed various methods including seduction to solidify his position there. However, when Felix insists on his departure, Oliver goes for drastic measures, poisoning Felix's alcohol and subsequently driving Venetia toward a mental breakdown, ultimately leading to her demise by leaving a blade by the bathtub. Despite his removal from the house by Sir James, the plan resurfaces after the passing of Sir James 16 years later. In the end, Oliver achieves his sinister goal of eliminating all heirs to the Saltburn Manor. He brags about it as he climbs the bed where Lady Elspeth lies ill, surviving on a ventilator. Oliver happily removes her oxygen pipe as the last owner of the mansion succumbs to death. Oliver secures his place as the sole inheritor of the estate. With no one else left to stake a claim, Oliver solidifies his position in high society forever. In the end, Oliver, now the undisputed owner of the grand estate, enjoys his triumph by dancing naked throughout the huge mansion, signifying the fulfillment of the plan he set in motion 16 years ago. So that was all for today. Please like and comment on your favorite scene from the movie. Also, don't forget to subscribe to our channel and press the bell icon for more updates. See you next time.